We finally start our last big project for the winter, Coppercoat anti-fouling. We're grateful to have some friends come and help, as Richard is still restricted with his movements so soon after emergency surgery. Winter is coming to an end. We have a final Marina barbecue as we say goodbye to friends departing and little furry ones that are staying. Hopefully we'll see them again next winter. We replace our cutlass bearing and then we're finally back in the water ready for the season ahead.
We're just taking the back stays off. The left, it's like a big U section, and the back bar of the left has to come past the transom of the boat, so it would hit the back stays. So just need to clear the back stays so it can get far enough up the boat so the slings get in underneath in the right place.
If you're thinking that Helios has a bit of a list to port, you're quite right. And it has for weeks, months maybe. And that's for a few reasons. One is we have two water tanks. One's in the centre, up near the bow, and one is on the starboard side, and our water tanks are empty because we're using shore water. So that's making the port heavier. The other is we're full of diesel because we filled up when we got here and haven't used it, and the diesel tank is on the port side. So that's making it heavier. And the other is we've got tins and tins of Coppercoat, and they all happen to be stored under the nav station table, which is on the port side. You get it. So we're a lot heavier on the port side. Every now and then, when I'm trying to shell peas and they're rolling off the bench, we go and put some more water in the tank to level it up a bit.
So we're just lifting out, as you can see. So it's really important they get the slings in the right places. So on the side of the hull there's a couple of marks where they've got to line them up. So they've been asking me, oh, is this fun? I'm like, I don't really know, I just get them on the marks. So it's always a bit nerve-wracking lifting out.
How many times have you done it?
None. Didn't even see it get put in the water.
Times like these, I kind of wish we didn't have a beautiful shiny boat. Because all I'm scared of is it getting scratched. It's like having a new car.
Getting it up high enough to clear the keel. The lazy jacks are just catching on the back of the hoist, so I'll need to get up and undo those. It's bloody close.
نرفع ايه على الوحده كانوا معمول اخذ منها هذا زي ما هو كانوا جيبها كم ساعه ولا
It's actually easier than getting out of the water. Yeah, nice to have this ladder secure that you don't have to.
So we're just coming up on 2 weeks on the hard. Really hasn't been a lot to show, just a lot of scraping and sanding. Progress hasn't been as fast as I wanted. We were expecting 1 week. So we're really pushing up on a time frame here, 2 time frames actually. We're in Ramadan at the moment, and at the end of Ramadan there's like a 3-day holiday. So we really want to get everything finished and back in the water before that holiday, which is around the 10th or 11th of March. Currently we're the 3rd. Not too confident we're going to make that, but let's see how we go. So I've also got another time frame as well. I need to get out of Tunisia before I've been here 6 months, otherwise it causes a not big problem, but it means I can't be back here for 6 months. And I really don't want to be in any other country for more than 6 months in a year. So the race is on today to try and get the boat ready for its first layer of Coppercoat tomorrow. After 2 weeks on the hard, the boat is absolutely filthy. Another week to go, so man, we're looking forward to getting back in the water.
We've had a bit of rain overnight, and with the dust that's constant here, we're getting dripping down the side of the hull, and we've got to have it all dry for painting, so I'm just trying to wipe that off.
It's D-Day for Coppercoats, so after 2 weeks, a bit over 2 weeks of prep, where the guys in the yard have scraped everything off the hull, we're now ready to put Coppercoat on. So we have a few friends coming down to see us soon to help us, so there'll be about 5 of us doing it. If you don't know what Coppercoat is, it's an anti-fouling system. We like it because it's both environmentally safe and it lasts a long time, like it could last up to 15 years, which is why we're putting it on.
And you've been out doing some work already this morning?
Yeah, I just had to fill some holes in the gel coat yesterday. Because they've scraped the hull, sometimes you just catch the edge of the scraper and it just takes off a bit of the gel coat. And there's also other areas where probably in the manufacturing process it looks like there's been they spray the gel coat into the mould and then they put the fiberglass in, and I think between the fiberglass and the gel coat there's just a few little air bubbles, so when they scrape the gel coat it just exposes those bubbles on the gel coat side. So anyway, been round, patched up some more of those and sanded them off and cleaned them up. Everything has to be dust free, so we washed the boat down yesterday, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, this time next week we should be back in the water.
Oh, I hope so. It's the weather in the last month here is just been beautiful. We were hoping to be away by late March, 20th of March, something like that, and
then you got sick.
Because of my gallbladder, that hasn't happened, and we've just been staring out at the sea and it's beautiful blue horizon. It looks gorgeous. Can't wait to get back out in the water.
We put off this haul out, which was actually going to happen about the day after Richard's surgery. So we put it off for about 3 or 4 weeks, I think. So that's kind of been that delay because Richard just wouldn't have been well enough to either drive the boat into here, but also to do any little bits of work or to supervise.
Yeah.
So that's put us off, but we're nearly there. Maybe only a few weeks to go.
Yeah. Sugar. Yeah. Well, we're quite lucky.
I did part of his side.
They keep bending down all the
I
time.
know he doesn't know how to do this.
Now, I'm going to warn you, Jude, that the first coat is going to look real thin.
No.
And our boat, the surface area is quite big.
Yeah. We're just putting on, well, when I say we, they are. I feel a bit embarrassed standing here while they do that. We're just putting on the first coat of Coppercoat. As you can see, it's very thin. So we put on at least 4 coats, maybe 5 coats. We just keep putting it on until all the product's gone. put on until it's hard enough, I think, to run your hand over it. But if you leave your hand there, then it will feel a bit tacky. And then the second, third, fourth coats we sort of put on a little bit wetter. That way they all bond together. You can't leave the thing overnight for it to go hard, otherwise you'd have to take it all off and start again.
And what have you got on your head?
What have I got on my head? Well, yeah, I'm not quite sure how you describe it. I don't even know what it looks like. But it's to stop me losing any more hair to epoxy drips. Is your one longer, is it? Good.
How's it going, honey?
Going good.
He's done alright, he's done about a square metre so far.
Yeah.
No, he took over my roller and I did the steering. So how was it?
Fortunately, he has a huge beer budget to pay us later.
Yeah.
The satisfying part. Well, I'm hesitant to say job done, but that's a big step today. Wonderful help.
Yeah, we had 3 friends come and help and got 5 coats of Coppercoat on.
Yeah,
Really impressive.
yeah, very good. So it looks great. We've just pulled the tape off, and that looks even better. And so tomorrow, probably late tomorrow, I'll start burnishing the hull. I'll explain that process when I do it, but effectively I've got to go and sand the hull, and then in about 3 days we will lift the boat, put it in the travel lift, which is just beside us, and we'll do all the little patches that we need to do.
Yep, well underway. Very
Yeah.
happy.
Yes, so back in the water in about, 6 days. Yay. It is very grubby in the yard.
Yeah.
I know it looks like I'm just sanding off everything we put on yesterday, but what we have to do is what's called activating the Coppercoat, which is really just scuffing up the surface. The epoxy sort of deteriorates about the same rate as the copper, is I think the way it works, and so it just keeps exposing new copper, which oxidizes, and that's what causes, well, that's what creates the sort of anti-fouling effect. So to start that process, we need to sort of just scuff the surface and exposes some of the copper. With the sander, you can't really get in all the little hollows, so you're really just doing what you can. Nearly finished. It's probably about a 5-hour job, I think.
As we make slow progress in the yard, the marina starts to empty. We've developed some close friendships over the 6 months in the marina, and it's quite moving to say goodbye, knowing that we may never see them again.
Everything's that much harder when life is up a ladder. This is our lunchtime stuff. We've made some burgers, we've made a salad to share, and we're heading out for our weekly cruises barbecue lunch, which is always fun.
So day 19 on the hard. Just sanded the Coppercoat yesterday, checked it out this morning, it's looking really good. And the guys have been in to remove the old cutlass bearing today, which is just really banging it with a screwdriver until it gave way. And hopefully tomorrow they'll get a new one from Sfax, which is about an hour south of here. We should be ready to go back in the water. What are we having, honey?
We're having something I call golden curry powder, spiced pumpkin, as opposed to the yellow curry powder and the light yellow curry powder, because we don't know what they're called. We have to label them something different. And then we've got some burgers, but I'm not going to put the burgers on these huge grills, so I've cooked them at home. Hey. Come on. Hello. It's you looking good. Hey.
Hello, Breezer. How are you? This is the toughest cat in Cat Monastery, Marina. But it looks like somebody's had a good bite out of his ear.
Just collected a whole lot of bones at the barbecue from the others, and we've just been around the marina and fed a few of the cats. We've just come home and we've got this sort of Siamese looking cat here, beautiful blue eyes, and we feed her every day. She is absolutely lovely. So final lot of Coppercoat today on the patches and the bottom of the keel, and so I need 4 coats, but I've only got 1 pack left. So I've got to carefully divide this 1 pack into 4 parts, and that way I can do the 4 coats with it. Looks just like PVA glue. The next part is the copper. So this is the copper. It's powdered copper, so it's pretty heavy actually. Not as heavy as lead, but it's surprisingly heavy. So I've got to divide that up now, and that powder goes, once we mix up each batch of resin, then the copper gets mixed in and sort of holds in suspension in the resin as long as you keep it moving. And this is what provides the anti-fouling protection. So the guys have just been here and taken our prop out. So the problem is the cutlass bearing here. Prop shaft goes through here and goes through what's called cutlass bearing, which is just really a plastic bearing. It's a wearable part, and when we say it wears, it should be I think probably about 1500 hours or something. We've only had 250 hours on the motor. So the problem has been is that the front of the engine has sunk down. So this prop shaft goes up, there's a flat plate that goes onto the flat plate on the back of the transmission of the motor, and everything has to be in a line. So what's happened is the front of the engine, prop shaft down here, and front of the engine up here. The front of the engine's gone like this, which has lifted the end of the prop shaft up, which rather than the prop shaft going straight through here, is gone like this. So it's worn at the back side of the cutlass bearing and on the top side. It's worn on the bottom side and the top side at this end, and that just has made it loose. So what happens is it will start to vibrate and it'll get worse and worse and wear boil. So you might as well change it before it's too bad. Day 27, and we're finally going back in the water.
Yay. It's actually been fine. It hasn't been a problem. We can cook, we sleep here and everything. There's
Yeah.
two little troubles, which was we can't shower here, only because we're on a bit of an angle. This gets really loud. And we can't flush the toilet.
And we can't wash the boat because we're parked right outside their office. So anyway, I was about to say that I just had to jump start the travel lift. The battery's gone flat.
But they've done it. So we're going back in the water. Yay. So these guys behind me are the marineros, so they work for the Marina, and they've come to help guide us back into our place. We'll probably be a little bit of time here while we get off the sling, going to get everything ready, but they're just sitting, waiting patiently.
Yes, yes. You have the mooring line there. Don't worry.